The Indian players have a very strong presence now in the chess world, but also here in Düsseldorf, where team MGD1, made mostly by Indians, is currently in third place, just on the start of the third day, final day here in Düsseldorf. And now we just had an Indian duel between this team MGD1 and Sixpack. So let's see what one of the team members from MGD1 has to say. Nihal Sarin, who just won his game. Nihal, thank you for joining us. First of all, your team is doing well here. Yesterday was a bit of a tricky day. You lost 2 matches, but still you're third place here. How do you assess the competition here?
I think we have to win the rest of our matches to fight for second or third. But yeah, we'll just try to not to take any pressure and just have fun.
I see the team VR Chess, they're dominated. They won all 8 matches. Do you find that a bit surprising given their team structure, or because there are other strong teams here as well? So
It's surprising they won absolutely all, but it's not a huge surprise.
in terms of the format here, obviously there's an amateur board, there's a woman player. Does this format suit you? Do you think this is a good format for chess events? Would you like to see it in more, let's say, serious competitions?
Yeah, sure. I think it's very interesting.
And for you personally, how does the psychology of play change when you're playing not for yourself but for a team? Are you more cautious or less likely to risk than when you were playing for yourself? Or
Yeah, maybe a bit more cautious or sometimes more aggressive depending on the situation. But yeah, generally I just try to play my game.
now, obviously, this was a duel between 2 Indian teams. Effectively, you all know each other well. So you come from the same country, but India is a vast country, so you don't often maybe see each other that well or train together. But do you really have a sense of competition when playing against one another, or is it slightly less when playing against your countrymates than comparing to, let's say, playing someone from the States or somewhere else?
No, not really. There is don't think too much about the competition.
So you just focus on the game.
It's just any normal game.
I want to ask you this. India has a huge number of young up-and-coming players. Prague has obviously made a strong mark here in the World Cup in Dubai just last week. Yesterday I interviewed in this very spot Fabiano Caruana. We were talking about new generations, which generation of chess is strongest. And he called this the youngest generation, the current generation where you belong to. And as you're 19, right? As the engineers, those who grew up with a computer. Which, in your opinion, which chess generation was strongest, and is your generation the strongest chess generation ever?
I don't know. Maybe around 1990s is very strong. Like all the top players or most of the top players are 90 to 95 or around that range, I think.
Well, we have here Vladimir Kramnik playing, and obviously he is a big name of that generation. So what does that, so to say, older generation have, when you compare the 2 generations, we compare your generation and the previous generation, apart from obviously the use of the computers, is there any other difference very noticeable which you can point out to?
I don't know exactly, but I guess just because of the advancement in computers mainly, I think the newer generation, I think the quality is a bit better.
Because of the computers, they dictate everything. But do computers sometimes dampen the creativity?
That for sure.
And is that a problem, or how do you overcome that? How do you deal with that?
It's hard to say. It's definitely there is some problem because it's like earlier people used to analyze together and find some great ideas, but now that no longer really works. You can just switch on Stockfish and it's immediately refuted.
So, but has that also diminished the social side of chess as well? Because before then, players would spend more time together, talk together. Now, I see people just immediately leave and then stick to their computers.
Yeah, sure. But also, computers have brought in a lot of new interesting ideas as well, like this pushing the H-pawn or.
When you want to train, obviously you use a computer, but do you also like to sit with your other fellow players and discuss ideas together?
Sure.
And have you ever got anything which you have not got from a computer by listening to other players?
Yes, for sure. The computer cannot. You need that human element, I think, for practical play. Computer doesn't really understand what can be difficult for a human.
Clear. Well, thank you very much, and we hope you have good 3 rounds remaining. Good luck.